Welcome back, everybody. James here again. I know it's been a little while since I've made a video. Sorry about that. I've had some personal stuff going on. My mind just wasn't in it. I'm going to try to make videos a little bit more frequently like I was before. Maybe not as frequently, but the last video we did was Agave Front. I said I wasn't going to do Agave Back till I'd been in contest mode for a little while. Still don't quite have it mastered. I feel like I have it down enough to be able to give you guys a good run for the video. Alright. This course does not always play the same. It's very, very finicky depending on the setup. We're going to go ahead and shift for the wind here. I would love to go at this with a javelin, but as you could see from the flyby, we don't have the landing room for a javelin. If we, it is going to play a true up 4, so our 235 is going to go somewhere around 245 or 225 and a half. We're going to need to lose another 4.5%. We have a 9 forward wind. Our club factor for the 7 wood is 0.75. If there's a 410 wind, it'd be perfect. So we're going to take one of the 4.5 off that we have to take to apply an orbit. So we're going to go 3.5% off. Sorry if I just yell out numbers and confuse anybody. I don't mean to. Just get in the hole. I tried so hard. It went through the hole, and that's what we're going to try to do with an orbits. We don't want it to end at the hole. At the end of the run of an orbits to an uphill green, there's a lot of roll, and we want to play that roll, give it a chance to roll through the pin. We definitely don't want it to come short. If I was trying to get that more exact, I would have added about 2% back because it's elevated, but I wanted to give it a chance to go through. And I honestly think that somebody left the lifter in the cup because that looked like it went through the hole. But, oh well. Alright, for this one, here's a secret. If the flag is towards the left side of the green over here, you don't need to use a Maniacs. You can actually move a gold tee way over here and use a javelin. But when it's to the right side, we'll do a flyby. The mountain right there gets in the way. So a javelin's not going to work, even with insiders. So we're going to move a gold tee over here, shorten that distance some. We're going to get our club that's going to get us to the flag. It's about a 3 wood. And we're going to go ahead and adjust for Maniac's wind left, which is going to be somewhere around there. That might end up right at the flag, but it's going to give us a shot at it. All right, when we apply a Maniacs, we're going to add 8%. I have noticed that this green with the Maniacs is going to play 6% uphill. So we're only going to be adding 2%. 2% is going to put us about 313. Means we need to lose 17 yards, which is about 5.7%. That angle 12 is going to be about 7 down, so we're going to go up to the high loft driver and go about 97%. Hopefully we can get to stick. No, maybe the 3 wood was good. Okay, well, like I said, I have not mastered this course yet. I know it plays up 6 with the Maniacs with the 4 and 5 wood. So maybe it just plays up 4 with the 3 wood and the high loft driver. Those are things I'm still trying to fine tune for my own gameplay as well. Alright, for this hole here, if we have this tee, one of these 2 tee boxes to the left, we're going to move the gold tee to the right. I'm going to show you something here. We're always going to want to put it out there with the driver. But here's the problem with applying a Maniacs here, which is why I don't typically apply Maniacs. If it doesn't, even if it lands on the rough, it's going to shoot all the way down there in that rough, and we don't want to play from the rough. We don't want to do that. So what I like to do, if I'm going to use a Maniacs, is to cut it back into the hill. Like that. Try to get rid of some of that slope. See if we can get it to stick on the fairway. Or if I have a forward wind, I use a sniper. And that's just to guarantee that I'm hitting from the fairway. Now this green does play right forward, so the left pin kind of sucks. But we're going to go ahead and go at it with a javelin anyway. A right 4 with a 7 wood is going to be about the middle of the U right there. It is elevated, so I'm going a little bit back towards the inside of the U. When you lose 14 yards, which is 6%, it's going to play, if I remember correctly, up 3 with the 7 wood. Don't quote me on that. Again, I'm still learning the course as well. So we're going to go 3% off, and then we're going to add back another 2% for the win. So we're going to go like 99%. Chances are it's going to be long. I probably have the wrong numbers. But it's worth a shot. Maybe it'll be good. I think it is up 3 with the 7 wood. It was. Okay. I couldn't remember. These greens on Agave play different elevations with different clubs, and it really sucks. Alright, we have just a pure shit pin. We're still going to try to go at it with a javelin. We have a left 3 wind and a right 3, so it's going to play kind of like a left 1.5. So we're going to go about, we're going to try to go right about there. When you lose 22 yards, which is 17% off, we're then going to add about 5% back for the up 6. So we're 12% off, and it is slightly forward, so we're going to go about 12.5% off, somewhere around there. And I think that's going to be long. I think oh no, get in the hole. There we go. Good way to go at this. So we're already working on a 1 better. Alright, a right wind is perfect for that tee box over there, and a left wind's perfect for this tee box. So we have to do a reverse cut. I hate reverse cutting into the wind. I'm not good at it at all. We're going to stick with the 5 wood and apply a Maniacs because we do have a little bit forward wind and a down 2. We're going to reverse cut it somewhere around, I don't know, I think it's too much of a reverse cut. Let's try it. We can always take a mulligan. Kick back right. That was good. Okay. And somebody asked me to explain click putting. I'm not going to make a whole video about it, but the rule of thumb when you're counting clicks for putting, you have a right 3 on this putt. So you're already, we're going to call that 3, that's your click count, 3 clicks. But that's your click count for every 12 feet. So if you were to take the 31 feet to the pin and divide it by 12, you have 2.5, roughly. It's kind of like about 2.6. We're going to multiply that by the right 3, which gives us 7.8. So we would go 8 clicks to the left. And it jumped on me. And I've kind of played this enough that I don't need to count clicks per se. I can gauge where they're at. But the way clicks work is if you put 2 fingers on the screen and move it slightly, you'll see this screen shift. Like that. That's a click. So that's what we're looking for when people say count clicks, and we do that with our stingers, and we do that when we're doing a javelin shot. It's very hard to get used to getting the screen to click until you've done it a lot. But once you get the screen to click, you'll never go another way. Some people prefer the arcade style of putting. I'm a click putter. I click for everything because I feel like this game was designed with clicks in mind. Alright, whenever you have a forward wind, we're going to maniacs to here. I'm going to show you what we're going to do if you have wind in your face. There's a little tip right here on the sand. You're going to apply a gold high tea all the way to the right. I always do that on this hole. I know I waste a lot of gold high teas. It's just the way I play the game. And you're going to go up to whatever club is going to get you. Like for here it'd be the 4 wood that gets you to the middle. Since I have some wind in my, or behind my back instead of in my face, we're going to go about like 96%. And what we're trying to do is get in the fairway. See, if I had wind, let me take a mulligan, because if I had wind in my face, then I'll just go at it blank. If I had wind in my face, it wouldn't have gone as far. We want to stay towards the right side of the fairway, because our second shot, you're going to actually face this mountain, and there's a gap in the mountain, and that's what we want to shoot for. If you're too close to the mountain like that first drive was, you're not going to clear it. And sometimes those cactuses will come into play. Like if the flag was like right here, then what you would have to do is you'd have to apply some kind of a curve. But since we don't have wind in our face, we're going to put our gold high tee, go up to our driver. We're going to maniacs it out as far as we can. If you have wind in your face and you try that, you're going to hit a face of a hill, and you're going to be stuck trying to go over this rock. It doesn't really get in the way. You can play over the rock, but I just found it's an easier angle of attack. And actually, because we have the down 5 and the right 3, going back there where I drove the last time to go through that gap would have been a very valid play because of this pin location. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the 9 wood, leave the wind like that, aim over here. I got to take 10% off. I have apply an orbits, cancels it out. I got a slight forward wind and a down 5. We're going to go about 95%. Kick back some. And again, I don't have these holes completely figured out. But, oh well. Alright, if you ever get that tee box over there with a back pin, you can sting it with a 1 iron. I will leave it up to you to figure out what you need to apply as far as your javelin, if you do or don't need a tee, what power. But if you have a back pin where this is, with this tee box, you can sting it with a 1 iron. This tee box, can't use an iron. I'm sure some people can, or have tried. Maybe you can get lucky and avoid that rock. For shits and giggles, I'm going to try at it with a 2 iron. I've never done it. I feel like it's going to hit the rock. We got to lose 16 yards. It's about 6.5%. 5.5. Let's apply a bronze tee and just go at it full. I didn't. It does get over. I don't like it. Even if I were to have gone like a gold medium tee. Even if I were to have gone a gold medium tee, I just don't like. Oh, well that works. I don't trust it so much. I'm not going to keep that because it's not the shot I would have taken. I would have taken this here. We got 12 clicks left for the left 4. We got 15, 17. We're going to go 5 clicks to this way. All right, we need to lose 27 yards, which is 10.8%. It's going to play up 2 for the elevation is 8.8. After the wind, it's going to be about 7.5, and then we're going to add half of the up for a 6 wood. So we're going to go 3% off. Relatively the same. I mean, I got like 2,000 more GSPs with the 2-iron, and you probably had a better shot at holing out with the 2-iron, but I'm very, very comfortable with my woods. I'm not very comfortable with my upper irons like the 2-iron and such because I just don't feel like they get enough elevation. We're going to take, elevation, whatever, loft. We're going to take a gold high T, move it all the way to the left when the wind's blowing right. This hole can play so many different ways. We're going to... We're actually going to try something different here. I never do this. I don't know what this is going to do. We need to add 11%. We're going to get that out of the wind. I'm going to try this full. Actually, I'm going to take off like 1 or 2% the grabber. Kind of curious. That wasn't too bad. Not the standard shot, but I did have great wind for the 9 wood to go over. Typically, I like to go around that. Going around it is a little tough. Alright, we don't want to go into the grass, so we're going to sell ourselves short here. Keep it on the fairway. Some people like when we have forward wind to go for the upper fairway. I always go over here. I just feel like you have a better shot at it. I'm going to back out. Please tell me it's recorded this round. Sweet. Alright, still recorded. Awesome. Alright, let's fly by, see what our green area looks like over here. We've got green, slight green before it, a little bit of green after it. Cool, awesome. We're going to try an orbits here. We're going to take off probably like 7% is my guess. Went too far. That's not straight. Give it a run. See what it does. Alright, let's take a mulligan there. I didn't even do any math whatsoever. And this is why I do math on everything. So let's take the math here. This green does play uphill. It's actually going to play more like a down 5. We have to add 6 yards, which is like 2.3% roughly. So we got to add 2.3%. The 5 wood is a 0.65 club factor. So we got 7.8, about an 8.5. 8.5 forward, 2.5 or 2.3% that we need to add is like 6.2. We add 5 for the down 5. We're at like 11.2, so we're only going to take 1% off. A little too far. It would have been like 1.2. Matter of fact, if we take a mulligan and go exactly the 1.2, we're gonna do that. because that's where I said it was 1.2, which is just a hair below. It'll register as 98. And that's what 1.2 would have done. Had I done the math. It's a down 10 green, but it does play up 5 in elevation. And that's that's the whole point of the math style of play. The numbers are never going to lie. They may be off slightly, like that was there, because in order to get it fine-tuned exact, you would have to know, or one, you'd have to go down to the 10th and the 100th of a decimal place. The elevation might be plus 4.9 instead of plus 5. We're rounding, stuff like that. And it's going to get you in the ballpark. And is it anybody that's seen my posts on Facebook, watch me play or anything knows I don't just try for hole outs. I go for GSPs. A rule of thumb, if you're ever playing in a heads-up tournament, 25% of your matches are going to finish in a tie. So the winner of when you win, 25% of your matches are going to be decided by great shot points. The other 75% are going to be outright wins. But the more often you get great shot points, the more often you're giving yourself opportunities to hole out. That's why I play with woods instead of irons and stuff like that. Of course, if we have wide open greens and our pins at the back, we're going to take an iron. We're going to try to sting it. Instead of going at it with a 7 wood, you got a much better chance of it going of a ball going in with a 3 iron or a 4 iron versus a 7 wood. But a 1 better with 53,000 GSPs, very, very unlikely you're going to lose with a score like that. That's why we go for GSPs on a lot of shots. It's also very risky to do so when you have like things that aren't working for you, like say you have a very, very front pin on an uphill green with wind in your face. Obviously, you're going to have the orbits back if you want a chance to pull out, but because the orbits comes back to you, the uphill green comes back to you, and the wind in your face comes back to you, you're going to put so much extra on that ball coming back to you that you're going to have to, one, already set up hella long for the shot. But 2, if you do miss the pin, there's a good chance that it's going to come back and come completely off the green. That's why we rely on the math. Because if we know the math before we set up the shot, we know that we're not going to roll off the green 5 yards, 10 yards past the pin. We're going to give ourselves a chance to go in the hole. If we miss it, go a couple yards past, maybe 2, maybe 3 yards past, sometimes even 4 yards past, and that's fine. But you're giving yourself, you're taking the slope of the green and working it back, basically making a shot where it's coming back towards you with an orbits to give it the same opportunity to go in as if you were hitting a shot to a downhill green with wind at your back. That's the idea of the play style. Sometimes you have situations where you have a tailwind into an uphill green with a front pin and you have to use an orbits. That wind is going to fight you, so you have to be more fine-tuned in your calculations to get the ball to roll back instead of many times, and I have this on teal back a lot and teal front where they have greens that emulate that. They like to put the pin in the front of these uphill greens when you have a tailwind. There's a lot of times that I get a little timid and not trust my math, and I'm like, I'm gonna add 1% or 2, and when I add 1 or 2%, I end up finishing 4 yards long of the hole, and I'm like, if I had just trust my math, I'd have had a chance to go in the hole. Do the math, trust it again, and don't stop trusting it until it fails you. But if it fails you, the best thing you can do, if you do a shot and you calculate everything and you apply the math and all that, and you take it and it doesn't work, save the shot. Send it to me in Facebook Messenger. I can take a look at it. I can tell you, hey, what you did wrong was here, or hey, did you forget to apply this here? Things like that, or give you some tips on elevation for different greens. I'm more than willing to be forthcoming as far as helping anybody that wants any help that messages me in Facebook Messenger. If you do message me and I don't read it, or I don't reply right away, I'm either at work or I have my kid, and sometimes I have notifications for Facebook Messenger turned off. I don't ignore anybody. So anybody that hits me in my inbox, most of you guys that watch my videos can attest, I try to be very good about getting back to people with messages that have questions about the game. I want to see everybody that plays this game be as good as possible. The better competition we have, the more fun the game will become for everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support. You guys are equally as awesome. I wouldn't even have a YouTube channel if I didn't have people to watch it, so you guys are the real rock stars. Don't forget to like the video, tell your friends to subscribe. Any questions, again, feel free to comment, feel free to message me on here, on Facebook, however you know to get in contact with me. And again, let me know what you guys would like to see in future videos. I keep saying that I'm going to get around to a video with the click counting and win factors and stuff like that, and I know I keep putting it off, and it's because in my mind I'm like, it's going to be such a boring video, but I know it needs to be done so that way you guys can better understand when I'm like, okay, we have a 5 wood and that's a 0.65 club factor. And again, those club factors, win factors and stuff like that, they only really apply to insiders. But what I'll do in the video is teach you how to calculate your own club factors and your own win factors depending on what club sets you have, because none of the club sets play with the same club factor. I mean, even sniping, going from pyros to insiders, your rebel clubs are going to snipe woods at 93%, your pyros are at 94, your falcons are at 94.5, but your insiders are at 95%, so they don't even have the same snipe distances. If you have a 300-yard club and it's a pyro, it's going to snipe at 282 yards, but it's going to snipe at 285 yards with insiders. So you can't always use my math with your club set unless you are also playing with insiders. And that's what that video is going to do. It's going to teach you how to determine what your clubs are going to do for you, so you can create your own charts and your own math and learn how to apply it for your club set, so you're not dropping 25 gold around to play insiders, unless you really want to. I prefer it. But thanks again. You guys rock.